Hi all, it's day 20 of my Bell's palsy now, and just a bit of feedback. Well, yesterday my eye was watering quite a bit for some reason. It just feels a bit more strained. It's a bit more red as well. I think it's just general wear, and it just being a bit weaker, causing that sort of issue. Watering, I think it's just dust or something, probably getting in the eye more than and straining. I have started to, I was reading a book and watching TV yesterday, and I think that focusing the eye is sort of making it water a lot more than it would otherwise if I wasn't doing any of that. But I need to start doing some other stuff and studying, so I guess I just have to put up with it for the time being as it is. In terms of spitting out toothpaste in the morning, it has got better. Like I said previously, it seems to be a bit more control than I previously had. I think I have got a bit more control on some of the lip anyway. I had another acupuncture session today, so I'll see if it improves it after a couple of days. One thing I have noticed yesterday, I've got a slight movement in my nose on the left hand side. It's only slight, I don't know if the camera will even pick it up, but I can feel that I can push against my fingers if I flare my nostrils. I don't know if like flaring them on the camera is actually going to show anything, but physically I can feel there's a bit more strength there. I still can't control the top of it to make it wrinkle or anything. I don't know if it's just muscles on the side helping, like putting more effort in to do flaring the nostril and so on, but it does feel like there's a bit more there. And that only started yesterday. There's not been much improvement from yesterday and today in terms of strength wise. The left hand side of my face is still weak, but I'm just going to run through the set of tests again just to go through it, just to see what sort of progress there is. First one's frown. I think frown wise, doing that, it's generally gone as much as it can at the moment. I know there's not any sort of strength at the top, but it's a lot better than it was before, and it's possible to less frown lines are probably better when you get older, but having control of it would be better. Lifting the right eyebrow. Lifting the left eyebrow. I don't know if I'm actually lifting the eyebrows now or not, or if it's just doing both of them. I think the more I've done this, the more my both eyebrows are lifting at the same time. It's not like I'm controlling one as much as the other as I used to be able to do. So I think the more of these I'm doing, it's probably not helping, rather than letting it rest and get better by itself. Close both eyes. I can close it now without forcing it. I have been able to for a little while. It feels like it's fully closed, but obviously it's not if I'm getting dry eye in the daytime, and the blinking probably isn't the same sort of speed. I don't know if watching this back, because you can't really tell when you're blinking, you just do it naturally, so I don't know if it's actually going to be blinking around the still same sort of speed as it would have been prior, because I haven't got any footage to view back to see if it was, but it feels like it's getting better, but it's not 100% yet on there. I'll just close the eyes individually, so right eye. So hopefully my left eye is open. Closing my left eye and having my right eye open. Hopefully it's open a bit more than it is previously. It's still not wide fully. I know I can still feel it squinting. Hopefully it will get a bit better in the next month. Hopefully. Wrinkle nose. I can feel ridges come up that side. I don't feel anything coming there if I try to wrinkle it. Flare nostrils. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I can definitely feel it coming out when I'm doing it. But again, it's not like this side. When I flare it, it just flares this side. I'm feeling pressure when I'm doing it, so I'm really forcing it to do it. But it does feel like there's more strength there. Smile. Kissy face. Again, I can still feel a whole load of weakness on that side when I'm doing it. On this side it feels tight when I'm trying to make the face. I still don't think I've got any sort of control at the bottom half of it, or the face anyway. Sad face. Again, it feels like it's going a bit down, but again, from there I can feel the top lip is pushing down more than my bottom lip is actually moving down, so it sort of overlaps when trying to do that, so I know it's not right. Puffed cheeks. If I put any pressure on it straight away from the left hand side, that it will come out. So it is stronger than before. It isn't just coming out after a couple of seconds. I can seal it and keep it closed, but if I put any pressure on it, still comes out of that side of the face. So it hasn't improved enough to have strength on that side. The whole side of the face just feels still weaker. It doesn't feel right. If you know what your face feels like, if something's not right, and you know what it's like. So that's the best way I can describe it. In terms of pains and stuff, the pain has gone down. It's just again, I've still got a bit of pressure around the eye, but it's that just feels like pressure. It's not pain. The pain at the back of the head is sort of gone now. At the moment, anyway, it's all gone, and that's it really. I don't have much sort of progression on far as anything else. So what I'll do is I'll upload this part for another video. I'll just keep it on record and just do it at the end of the week, just add them together rather than doing individual video uploads, just to save time. Cheers. Hi all, it's day 22 on my Bell's palsy. Just a few things to report back today. It's 3 weeks since I've originally got Bell's palsy, and I think there is some sort of improvement happening. In the morning, when I woke up, I had some sort of tingling around the side of my lip. It's the same sort of thing I had on the top of my eyebrow before my eyebrow started to get wrinkles and stuff back. So hopefully there's some movement going to be the next couple of days coming back into my lips anyway from that side. Yesterday when I did the report, about 2 days ago, my nose started to flare a bit. I could feel it flaring a bit out a bit more. So there's movement in that. In terms of my eye, it does water from time to time, but throughout the day it is a lot better than it was at the beginning. So it's bearable. It's not any sort of pain related to it. It's just for random times in the day my eyes just start like bawling out with water. I think it's just when I strain, when I've looked at a screen for too long, or just concentrated on something for too long. I went out for a motorbike ride today, which was probably a bad idea again. It was okay to start with, but as soon as I hit a motorway, the weather's cold outside and it's windy. The back of my neck started to get really cold. I didn't have a snood or something on to block up the neck when I left, so I was already too far gone before I could turn back again. I have a pin lock system. What they do is in the visors they stop misting happening. I think it had become loose at the bottom, so air was getting behind it and it started to fog up while I was riding. In order to stop that, I had to lift the visor up, which meant cold air hitting my face at quite a lot of speed while I was on the motorway. I tried to open it minimum amount and it didn't make any difference. With it open, it just irritated it more. But when I got back, it was okay again. So in terms of riding a bike and stuff, I don't think I can ride it if the visor's down and there's no issues like with the fogging and so on. But if it was with the visor up at the moment, I think my eye just doesn't blink. I think from looking at the last video, they are blinking more in speed. Like my left eye is blinking closer to the same sort of speed as my right eye, but I don't think it's closing as fully, or it's not doing something. It's not lubricating the eye as much where it's drying out. In terms of, I'll run through the sort of checklist again. I think you should see some improvement from, definitely from day one, but some improvement through this week. And on Saturday I've got my next acupuncture appointment. By then hopefully there'll be a bit more to report. I'll upload this one and the other one video together. But yeah, I'll run through the sort of tests again. Frown. Lift both eyebrows. Lift right eyebrow. Lift left eyebrow. Close both eyes. Close right eye. Close left eye. Wrinkle nose. Flare nostrils. Smile. Kissy face. Sad face. Puff cheeks. I think while I'm puffing the cheek there is a bit more pressure coming down this side now as well, so I think I can close it a bit more. It feels like it anyway. Before, when I pushed on the side of the face while I was doing that, it sort of opened up from the middle. Now I think it's just from the end, so if I just do that, it's literally just from the side it's coming out of now. It feels like before the whole side of the lip from the middle was moving, so hopefully when I'm doing that kissy face stuff you can probably notice that it is pursing a bit more, if anything. That I think the control is coming back. Spitting out toothpaste, that's been fine in the morning. It's near enough normal, or I've either got used to doing it the way it is. I'm not looking at my face when I'm doing it, it's just looking at the control of how the liquid's coming out. Drinking water seems to be fine. Generally I think most of it is sort of near enough normal. It doesn't still feel normal like the eye and so on, but like I said, like from the face I've started to feel a sort of tingle happening around there, and I think that before I got the stuff back on top of my eye movement and on the side of my cheeks and stuff, I was getting that same feeling. I didn't know if it was a good sign. I'm guessing it is a good sign if you're getting that yourselves. It means within a couple of days you'll probably start to get some more movement in those areas. Yeah, so that's end of week 3 now, and day 22 I think it was, and that's my progress for today. Hopefully in another week or so I'll probably be back to normal, I'm guessing, if it's the same sort of way it's going. If not, this is bearable. The only time is when I'm concentrating on things like computer screens or so on at the moment. That's when I'm having the issues. I work in IT, so concentrating on computer screens is going to be a big issue for me if it is that. But all I can say is it looks like it's improving, and hopefully it's improving for yourselves as well if you're watching this in the same sort of week 3. Alright, cheers, thank you.